Welcome back to Remarkable Women. Our next finalist is Kylie Schell, a mother of 3 who started her own nonprofit to provide inclusive opportunities for families like hers after her sons were diagnosed with autism. Kylie Schell's passion for giving back to the community started with her career, but her positive influence is continuing to spread across county lines and beyond.
So I actually worked for about 12 years as a contract caseworker for the county, and that made me want to go back to school to get my master's in social work, and that brought me here.
Schell currently works at BOCES in Watertown, New York for programs for exceptional students and loves coming in every day.
I think the main point of it is I just like helping people. I love kids, and I love being able to help them be better and improve upon the things that they're already doing well.
Her compassion and the skills she uses professionally also cross over into her personal life.
So we found out Finley had autism when he was 3, so it's been part of our life for quite a while now. And
Finley is very healthy, but his needs are more in the developmental needs. And so, most of the kids you see are going to have medical stuff going on, and Finley's is developmental.
And actually, my oldest has autism too, but the complete opposite side of autism. He's verbal and very, very smart, but just really sort of socially struggles. We just hope to be able to provide some sense of normalcy for our kids, and create an opportunity where they feel like they can belong.
So Schell took it upon herself to make sure those opportunities existed for her kids.
We do a lot of things really well up here for team sports, but we don't do individual things really well. And so a friend of mine who lives down in Pennsylvania, her kids ran with this program. And I looked and we didn't have one up here. So I decided to bring that program, Healthy Kids Running Series, here in 2019.
Although they started small, 100 kids participated in the event's first season, and the number doubled just a year later.
The best part about that program is obviously meeting the kids and the families, but we also had an inclusion division called the Challenger Division. So kiddos that might not necessarily want to run and compete with other peers, they had their own division for that.
The event made Schell notice the lack of an inclusive outlet for families like hers, which ignited an even bigger idea.
There's sort of a 2-part thing. There's nothing here for kiddos with special needs as far as it comes to like recreational opportunities, but there's a secondary component that often families of kids with special needs feel very isolated. And that's actually what drove me to start my new nonprofit as well. So in August, I started a nonprofit called Encompass Recreation, and our goal is to be able to provide recreational opportunities for kids with higher support needs. And I say higher support needs because we won't and don't gatekeep what that means. So it might be someone that just has maybe increased anxiety about playing a team sport or doing some sort of activity, right up to kiddos with autism or Down syndrome or in wheelchairs or gait trainers or any type of that. And we are able, based on our funding and our volunteer, to provide accommodations to support those kids.
And Schell uses her knowledge and experience to think about every aspect of the organization's events.
We're not going to use whistles. We're going to have people stationed at the door for kiddos that might be runners. We have an entire calm down space with therapy dogs and fidgets, so they'll be able to feel safe, and their parents are going to be able to relax and feel safe.
The events not only inspire the kids involved, but the entire community.
The community, another thing we do well around here is this community is fantastic. And I've had people reach out to me saying, we see what you're doing and we want to help. And another component is that these kiddos that we consider typical, it's also good for them to play. So we have a lot of typical kids who are volunteering to be part of this community. And it's so good for them to realize that we are all the same, just in different ways.
And Encompass Recreation reinforces everything Schell wants her own kids to know.
We sort of raise our kids that being like everyone else shouldn't be your goal, but we want our kids, however they find it, to feel belonging somewhere. And my goal is that they will grow up feeling like their family supported them and helped them develop the skills they need and provided them with opportunities to learn and grow.
And she wants kids everywhere to experience the same kind of love.
There's kiddos around. There's kiddos with higher support needs everywhere, and it's only right that we give them an opportunity to belong. Or whether your family or your neighborhood, we hope that the programming that we provide is an outlet where they can find belonging.
Our last finalist for the night is Christina Randazzo Ives, who many know as the co-owner of Coyote Moon Vineyard. She is now working to continue her family's legacy and empower others.
It all started with a passion for family. Christina Randazzo Ives grew up in California with plans to start her career in a different part of the country. But it was her father's idea of starting a winemaking business in the Thousand Islands that brought Christina to the North Country.
At that time, I was really learning and getting really interested in wine, having worked in restaurants and learning about different varietals and different things. So the passion for wine was already sort of established. I surprised my dad and came up and planted our first vines in 2008.
Little did she know that vine would grow into something much larger, the North Country staple Coyote Moon.
One of my favorites right now that we have in the barrels, in some of these barrels behind me, especially in this corner, is our port wine.
The name Coyote Moon stemmed from a hunting experience Christina shared with her father and brother, one they were reminded of years later but felt perfect for the business.
We were sitting at the kitchen table, and where my parents' house was at the time, it overlooked French Bay, and here comes this big giant orange moon like right over Clayton. Gosh. And my dad's like, Coyote Moon. We get these beautiful moons. Coyotes are all over the place up here, so it's really fit.
She eventually met her husband in the North Country and together now have 5 kids, ranging in ages from 5 to 20.
It's been really rewarding. It's been an amazing place to raise a family and be with our family, even though that's kind of crazy sometimes. We are an Italian family, so it's not without our arguments and our tough love approach to things sometimes.
All her children have been there every step of the way.
They see how hard I work. They see how hard my husband works. He's a chef, but he's an integral part of our business here as well. And so they see how much time and effort we put into making basically our dream come true. Learning to plant vines, pick the grapes, learning to make the wine, being involved here. It's, they're in every part of it.
Although this journey didn't come without challenges, she and her family have persevered through it all.
It's hard sometimes to keep a business going in the North Country just because we're so seasonal here. So we've had to make some adjustments along the way, but met some amazing people and developed a family, not just a customer, but we have our customers kind of come in and they kind of become part of the family, and we have this beautiful network of people that just really love and appreciate what we do and love our wine. And so I think that that's what's most rewarding, is when people walk away and they're very happy and they enjoy the product, they enjoy drinking wine, and they love Coyote Moon.
And now she's teaching future entrepreneurs.
The best way I feel like to find people to work is to go find them. Tell them not to give up. I like to tell them that they're never too young or too old to try something new. I like to tell them not to be discouraged. They are eager, and the younger ones really want to be heard and they want to do stuff. And I think it's so important. They have such great ideas and they have an awful lot to give back to our community.
Doing her part to give back to the community that continues to support her family.
I just am super appreciative of the experience and appreciative of all the people that are in my life that keep pushing me forward and keep helping me and are there for me, and our business and our family.
Stay tuned to find out who is this year's Remarkable Woman of the North Country.